Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt at PostUp323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. You can follow us on the socials at Shooters Lounge 3. And also, if you can also click on the QR code above on the screen, and that'll take you to loads of different links for all the social media and also Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. Today, we're going to be talking Suns basketball. And first, I need to kick off with an apology. This guest, I promised I was going to get him on the show. It's been long overdue. He's part of the Suns Planet podcast, also contributors for Bright Side of the Sun. We have Kevin from Suns Planet podcasts. Kev, we finally did it, bro. Welcome to the Shooters Lounge, dude.
Yes, man. It's been a long time coming, but I'm really happy to be here. Correction though, I don't write for the Bright Side of the Suns anymore. Not that I officially resigned. It kind of like just stopped because,
Okay,
all the other stuff, personal life, work, and all that stuff. I just
sure.
couldn't find the time to write. But it was a pleasure to be there. Contribute a few stories of
Yeah.
mine that I can tell. But going back here, really pleasure to be here with you, Matt. Thank you for reaching out. I had no, great plans today, and certainly I had, or there is one now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Well, we're off to a great start then. So you don't work for Bright Side of the Sun anymore. Occasional contributor to the Bright Side of the Sun, then, Kev. We'll kind of go
Occasional,
with that.
yeah.
Occasional contributor. We're off to a good start already. But yeah,
That's what.
like we say, long overdue, bro. We finally got to do it. So yeah, welcome to the Shooters Lounge, dude. And it's good to have you on to
Thanks.
talk some Suns basketball. So first, we'll kind of kick off, Kev, with how it kind of all started. How and when did you become a Suns fan? Did you realize the Suns was the team for you? What was kind of your origin story on that?
Yeah, it's funny because I know you mentioned before we record is that we have so many different stories on how we became a fan of the team, but I think a lot during my generation. No, I'm not that old, but when I started watching basketball, I think I have just all over the world started watching basketball as it became more internationally available.
Mm,
It was the era of Steve Nash. So
nice.
that was the guy. That was the
Yeah.
guy that oh, like when they're on TV, and it's funny we didn't have NBA like 24-hour coverage like the US does.
Mm,
Um, but when they're on, I really stick my eyes to the TV, like watching this guy, with all the hair in his head, make some great passes. So I just kind of fell in love with the run and gun tempo that they played, that 7 seconds or less Suns,
mm,
and sort of fell in love. Before I was a local guy, like the Philippine Basketball
yeah.
Association. I was that guy. I was a fan really, and my fandom actually transitioned or translated to being one um, of a blog sort of. Uh, I forgot the term, but moderator, a blog moderator for a large
Okay.
media company that
Nice.
covers that Philippine basketball league. So, in
Mhm.
terms of media coverage, I have some backgrounds, only local, but certainly when the opportunity presented to me for to write on the bright side, so it was great. But anyway, just going back to being a fan, it was definitely Steve Nash. Sorry, I kind of went ahead there.
All good, man. All good. So was that the PBA then? The
The
Philippines.
PBA, yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if
Some
you've heard
great
of
team
it,
names. Some great team names in there, Kev. Love some of the team names, bro. Like,
what are
yes.
what are those that you have there? Throw them at
What
me.
is this? San Miguel was he?
San
Rain
Miguel,
and shine.
rain or shine. There you go.
Yeah, man.
You
Yeah.
have you've got because the name of the teams, if it's in the NBA, it's like the state or the city, right? And
Yeah.
then something to us, it's basically large corporations that are battling. right?
Yeah. Hmm.
And the PBA. PBA, by the way, is the first, play pay by play
Mm.
league in Asia.
Yeah.
So we're the pioneer of that. But going back to my point is that uh, it's large corporations such as San Miguel. San Miguel produces a lot of stuff,
Mm.
beer, what have you, a lot of stuff basically
Yeah.
in the Philippines. So they have three teams in the PBA, so they call them sister teams or something.
Yeah.
They're Petron, which is a gasoline product, Petron, and then you have Pure Foods, which is mainly,
Mm.
from the word itself, foods.
Yeah.
And then you have the other one I forgot, but it's also a beer thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the three teams, and I was a fan of Pure Foods, and
Okay.
this guy called James Yap, he's dubbed as the Michael Jordan of the Philippines. So, um,
Okay.
yeah, if you're gonna pull up some highlights, yeah, you can, but
Yeah.
yeah, those it was fun times. Right now, PBA is sort of I don't want to like badmouth them, but there's a lot of disparity in terms of um, talent. So there are teams that are super poor in terms of talent, and they just never gonna win. And then
Mm.
these three or four teams that are always dominating, that you kind of it kind of the thrill of watching it is no longer there because it's already lopsided. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be the same teams every year, and
Yeah,
yeah.
same teams. And then when
Yeah.
these poor teams gets like the number one pick, they'd eventually trade it to the bigger teams. So
Yeah. So
it's
if
all
anybody's any
politics and
good,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
So
anybody's any good on them lower teams
yeah,
always gets signed to
exactly,
the bigger teams and stuff. Yeah.
exactly. It happens like every after 2 seasons of the rookie, star rookie, as they call them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And once they got a little bit of experience in them, they'll just harvest them. That's what they call them,
Right.
harvest.
Okay. Wow. Sounds like the Premier League in England. To be honest, there's
Oh,
kind of
really?
same four teams all the time, and if you're any good, you kind of get traded or signed or transferred to those teams. It sounds kind of similar, really. The rich only get richer. I think it's
Yeah,
probably
as they say, yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah, but yeah, no, it's not it's no different than in the Philippines. Then, Kev, is that what we're
No
saying?
different.
No, right. So, what kind of year then are we talking? Then, getting into the Suns. So, mid 2000s, are we saying there?
I'm thinking it's funny I mentioned 7 seconds or less, but it's not. It may not be that era even. I
Hmm.
think I first watched Steve Nash the rookie year of Blake Griffin, because their
Okay.
first game was the Clippers, and they kept mentioning, "Oh, Blake Griffin's out." If you remember that, Blake Griffin didn't play the whole
Yeah,
first
he
year.
missed his whole rookie
Yeah.
year, mate. That's right, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I vividly remember that. So I don't remember what year that was. Maybe
So we're talking like
2013.
late 2000s, then maybe are we? Maybe or even by
Yeah,
2010s,
maybe
mate. You might
the
be right. Yeah.
2010s. Yeah,
Hmm.
2010s, and that's sort of how I became a fan. Marion was still there. I can vividly remember until they
Right.
traded Shaq, which I was disappointed as well. But yeah,
You're
that's
right.
sort
Yeah.
of when I first saw the Suns basketball. I'm not really immediately like into it. I had to
Okay.
catch like a few more games, a few more seasons to really
Yeah.
become, like, let's say, in it, right? So you could
Yeah.
say I'm a late bloomer in terms of
Never,
the
never too
NBA.
late, Kev. It's never
But
too
it was
late, mate.
never
Doesn't matter.
never
Doesn't
too
matter if
late.
you started supporting him this season or 20 years ago or 30. It doesn't matter, mate. It's if your passion's there, mate, then it doesn't matter. That's why I always like to ask people when they come on as the kind of origin story, because everybody's story is different on how they get into the league in general, or is it a team, or is it a certain player who kind of who you kind of latch on to. I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of younger fans these days, they kind of latch onto players rather than teams, and
then
they
the
kind of
teams.
follow
Yeah,
the player wherever they go. Not everybody, but I feel like that gets more and more. Like there's a lot of LeBron James fans, so they kind of jump to when
the
LeBron
Lakers.
decides it's time to move on again, kind of thing. Yeah, they kind of just move with him and stuff like that. So,
Oh, you're talking about KD stands this early in the show?
I
Oh, come
mean,
on.
not a bad guy to follow, mate. To be honest,
Yeah,
but
I mean, KD's one of the
yeah, I
greatest.
think
Yeah,
some people follow the team, and some people are I think you're a team guy by the sounds of it, Kev.
I am a team guy.
You with the team. You didn't leave with KD, did you? So you're
No,
right
I
for a
did
bit.
not. Uh, I mean,
What,
if
what,
even
what
when
we,
Steve Nash left for the Lakers, I didn't move.
that one
I
hurt, man.
didn't move,
That
dude.
one
That
hurt
that
really
one
bad.
really did
Yeah,
hurt.
that hurt.
Yeah,
I'm like anywhere
uh,
but there, man. Come on.
yeah.
Like how many
Watching
times have we
him.
battled them over the years, and we're going to them? Oh, come on.
I mean,
But,
and when Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire walked out of that tunnel, I think that was after Game 7 when they lost, or Game
yeah.
6 to the Lakers.
Yes.
I told
Yeah.
myself, this is the last time we're gonna see both guys in a
Yeah.
Suns uniform. So that
Yeah.
quite that hurt quite a bit.
Yeah, I think all avenues were pointed to Ramari was going to go in free agency, wasn't he? I think after that season, he was entering his final season, wasn't he, and stuff. And
Yeah,
just it's
the
end of
once in
an
York.
era.
Yeah, end of an year.
It got kind of bleak after that, Kev. You joined
Yeah.
at
Oh my
probably the
God.
worst time, dude.
The hard
it got
days, I
really,
tell you.
it got really dark for about 10 years there, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Not
Anybody
gonna
who
lie,
held
that's a
on all
long
them
10 years.
years, mate.
We
I was
deserve
one
that
of them.
finals run. We
Oh,
deserve that
yeah.
finals run in 21.
We
But
were just happy to be there, Kev. I think, weren't
yeah,
we? 21. I was just like, I can't believe we're
21.
here. This is
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah,
I
fantastic.
mean, I had them pegged for just a second round
Mm.
semis, and then
Yeah.
because they're facing the Lakers. They had Anthony Davis, they had LeBron, and LeBron was
Mm.
still LeBron that time. Well,
Yeah.
a few years older, but it was
Yeah.
still there.
Well, champions
But
as well, then, weren't they, Kev? They'd just come out. They'd just won it in the bubble, hadn't they, the year before?
yeah, that was
So
a fun time. I'm telling you, that was that was amazing. I mean, I was just at home all all those days because the
nothing but
Philippines was
time.
already in quarantine at the time, so
Yeah.
there was nothing to watch besides
No.
basketball. But just going back to how I became a fan, it's funny that
Mm.
I have pegged the Suns because when NBA Live, it was NBA Live back then, not 2K.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
team was actually Sacramento. And
Okay. Right.
yeah,
Interesting.
they were a powerhouse of a team in NBA Live. They had like Mike Bibby, Doug Christie,
Yeah.
Peja Stojakovic,
Yeah. Weber.
and
Yeah. And all them guys.
Chris Webber, and all that
Yeah, man.
guys. And then
Yeah.
when I watched, oh no, it's the Suns. No, that was just a video game, and this is real
Yeah.
life. It's the Suns.
Okay. Maybe it's the color purple then, man. I don't know. What is there something with the color purple there, or
Um, no, not really. It was
no?
really more of the style of play, which
Yes.
is
Yeah.
why I was actually I have a confession to make. I enjoyed the early years of not early years, but the first and second championship of the Golden State Warriors because of how they play.
Yeah.
It really reminded me of how the Suns play back
Mm.
then.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't winning basketball because we didn't win, but it was good. It was fun to watch, Kev, wasn't it? That's
Yeah,
But like you say, Warriors were the kind of first team that kind of goes, you can't. They've said that all along. Teams who shoot that many threes can't win championships, and they kind of broke the mold, didn't they? The Warriors, and it showed
yeah,
that you can do that. You can win playing that way. And I think the Suns kind of broke down the door, but for other teams to kind of push back behind them and push
yeah.
through, kind of thing. But I think the Suns definitely push down that barrier of you can't play like this and
That,
things like that. But
yeah.
yeah.
So
What's
that's why
the
I
saying
call
goes?
my.
The first one through the wall's always bloody, and then
That's right. That was
the
the
one
Suns.
behind, yeah,
That,
that was us, yeah, and
yeah,
kind of it didn't work out for us, but other
right.
teams kind of off the back of what we were doing, especially the
Yeah.
3-point attempts and things like that. Teams weren't shooting that many, but in this league now, Suns from them years have been down in the bottom three probably in terms of 3-point attempts. Now it's gone even supercharged now, hasn't it? You've got teams shooting 53s a game and things. It's gone almost completely the other way,
Yeah.
hasn't it? But
I agree.
if yeah, but I don't know. They're kind of slowly bringing it back a little bit. Some people are, bringing back the mid range and things like that.
Mid-range game.
Our boy Booker is keeping the dream alive, is he not?
He is. He is. Although, I think the next step for Booker is to actually hit his threes.
Yeah.
For a lot of seasons now, it's just the 3 pointers that's been sort of holding him back. Just from my observation, I have the stats. Well, actually, I have the stats, but right now, or the start of the season, he was shooting at 40% from deep,
Mm,
and then
yes.
everything just kind of went sour from that point on.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Right now, he's like below his career average in 3-point shots or 3-point
Mm,
shooting. So I don't know what's going on, but certainly before he went out with that groin strain, it
mm,
seemed like he was going back to his old self. So it was just a shame that he had to go out against the Lakers. But
yeah.
something to look forward to. But anyway, let's not talk about the games yet. We we have our flow.
No, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so have you got any kind of favorite Suns teams from since you were have become a fan? Is there any teams that you kind of remember going, man, that was a fun year? I'm
The
sure you've got.
21 team, obviously,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
most recent, the championship run team, and then
yeah,
as well as uh, I love some Raja Bell
yeah,
era with the
yeah,
Suns, but I also love the Jason Richardson era and
yeah,
some of a Gerald Green era
yeah,
because he was a
yes,
terrific dunker. Oh my goodness! But
yeah,
Gerald Green was actually in the in the dark era, 10 years that we
mm,
had. But some
yeah,
games really you can enjoy because of the highlight reels.
yes, yeah,
And of course, don't forget my man Dragic.
yeah, man,
He
yeah.
was a beast as well in 2K. So
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, man. Yeah, had a couple of stints with the Suns, didn't he? In the end, but yeah, decent, a good pro, and yeah, had
right,
definitely a good career and stuff. And
but yeah,
I enjoyed the Ricky Rubio
the Ricky
couple of
Rubio,
years.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Basketball IQ was just so high, and just having somebody on your team, and just kind of just a steady kind of presence and things. And unfortunately, a kind of career that you think could have gone a different way, really, as how it turned out with injuries and things. But the couple of years we had him was, really
yeah,
a kind of joy to watch. And the Suns were just kind of trying to make something of it, weren't they, at that point? And
yeah.
having that run in the bubble after being starved of success for so long was just like, this was just the best thing ever. Like you
That
said
happened,
earlier,
yeah,
Kev, with everything going on in the world kind of stopped, didn't it? And having that outlet of basketball to kind of
exactly, yeah,
concentrate at least a bit of your day on was a real lifeline for a lot
right.
of people. And I found I connected with a lot of people online during that time as well, of fans, fellow fans in the UK. I really kind of connected with a lot of people. I didn't realize there was that many basketball fans in the UK. I thought there was just me and a couple of others. And I kind of realized, oh, there's an actual small UK community here who like basketball and things. And probably the fact that there wasn't much else on as well, Kev, probably had a lot to do with it too, like you said. But yeah, just I really found kind of people who I've kind of got in touch with and still keep in touch with now, which is nice. But with the Suns, with how bad it had been in the last decade before that, to kind of have that little run in the bubble, it was just like, this is amazing, and narrowly missed the playoffs, unfortunately. But it kind of gave you hope for the next season. And then we had the run the season after, like you say, the 21 team. It was just like all
Yeah,
time kind of vibes
magical.
team. They just had a great camaraderie with each other, and they just enjoyed playing basketball. And because we got
Yeah.
Chris Paul as well, and he brought a real legitimacy to the franchise. Free agents didn't come to Phoenix. It just didn't happen for so long. People were like, I'm not going there. It's an absolute shower over there. It's just a mess. And Paul coming to us really give us and that's why I hold Paul in a high regard as well, really, because he brought back legitimacy back to Phoenix. Yeah, I think he really did. And people were looking at Phoenix then as oh well, yeah, see what they're doing there now, and it's a good thing. And that's one of the reasons why Kevin Durant came. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but it really kind of it put us in that light where people were thinking, it was an actual
Players want to
destination to
come.
come to.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of just I'm not going there. Have you seen what's happening down there and things? And we've just been a bit of a joke really of the league for
Yeah.
8 to 10 years, and it was
Yeah.
really bad, and it was really rough, and then some of the starting fives you look at during those times, it got pretty bleak, bro, didn't it?
Yeah. Those were not NBA players.
No, no, it got pretty dark. But yeah,
That's
to
true.
get somebody like Rubio in as well was big, and then obviously the emergence of Booker in the bubble and things. Game winner against the Clippers. I'm like, man, we've got a player here. We've got somebody here who, we've probably stolen the draft. A lot of teams whiffed on Booker, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah.
And now he's you know one of the franchise leading players, isn't he? So
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
I
think
have to
it's
thank Paul for bringing that legitimacy back to the Suns, really. And it kind of made me look back on it because of how things have transpired in the last few weeks, and now he's been treated by the Clippers, who another franchise who we kind of put back to
help. Yeah.
relevancy, and how he's been treated now. I kind of feel for him, really. When you announce you're retiring at the end of the season and you get treated like that, it's a tough pill to swallow. I can imagine.
Exactly. Knowing that Chris Paul couldn't get his, at least for now, couldn't get his farewell tour, that really sucks.
Yeah.
But going back to your point, I don't think people gives enough credit to the Suns for having Ricky Rubio, and as well as giving credit to Ricky Rubio and what he's done for this team. Um, I think he really unlocked Booker there.
Mm.
When he played that point guard spot, and that was a hot topic before the start of that season. What are the Suns going to do in free agency? Are they going to waste another 15 million mid-level exception to a
Yeah.
guy like Trevor Ariza for some
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
did the seasons prior? So
Mm.
it was kind of a hot topic, and I'm really glad that James Jones made that signing. It was a signing, right? It wasn't a trade. It was an off-season signing.
I think it was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a great decision by the franchise about the 10-year darkness. I think being in the purgatory of the NBA, I think that's just more about Robert Sarver and how he
Yeah.
ran the team,
Yeah.
how he treat his employees, and as well as the
Mm.
really tight on uh, uh, giving away money for these large contracts. Very because the Suns even before this that team is a destination.
Mm.
They've had some pretty notable players in the past that played there.
Mm.
So when it was the year of Robert Sarver, it's just pure darkness. But uh, hey,
Yeah.
it's we're laughing now, but when we
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
point,
We can. Yeah.
it's
We can laugh about it now, Kev. But yeah, at the
yeah, but
time, not so much. Yeah.
it's all in the past, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
when I kind of felt bad to Ricky when he got traded
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
place of Chris Paul,
Mm.
and I still remember the tweet he said. What a business in his Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but as a GM, you have to do what you have to do to in order to
Yeah.
get and it pay dividends
I
for
think
the
so.
Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Didn't quite get there in 21, did we, Kevin? But
No.
we ran into a buzzsaw that is Yanis. But
You can't touch Giannis in that series. Oh my god, I was
no,
mad as hell,
no.
man.
Yeah. Do you feel like we were a couple of big players away from winning that? Do you just think we didn't have? I always feel we didn't have enough big men with enough fouls to kind of try and
Yeah,
contain Yanis a bit. I don't know.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
We're out of competent bigs behind DA when DA was still competent. Shots fired. And then
So some
um,
time ago.
some time ago, and uh, I don't remember who the backup was. I think Frank Kaminsky.
I think it was.
Who else? Soft guys, you know.
Yeah.
but I love Frank. I'm telling you, I love Frank. And then of course the plays. You remember that famous or infamous Drew Holiday steal from Devin Booker when he turned around where he should have shot it already, and as well
Yeah,
as Giannis's block on that DeAndre Ayton
yeah, the alley. Yeah.
lob.
Mm.
So but we were there. We were up 2-0, just couldn't take care of business.
Yeah.
But one thing remained in that series and that was clear from there on up to now that Booker was the guy.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then we kind of get a new owner. The new owner comes in, wants to make a big swing, and then all of a sudden the kind of you know Bridges and Cam are gone, and now we've got Kevin Durant, and now the expectations are
Yeah,
sky
championship.
high. I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's championship or bust, and it didn't kind of work out. What were your feelings on the Kevin Durant era, Kev? What?
I mean, now that it's all over, I think the Booker and KD thing was the right move. But to add Bradley Beal and the CBA kicking in, the new
Mm,
CBA,
yeah.
that was just really bad timing
Mm,
for the Suns, age-wise, and the injury history of Bradley Beal. Well, Bradley Beal is still young, but the injury
yeah.
history that had piled up during his
Mm,
Washington days,
yeah.
just I think that should have been already like a red flag for the Suns. But
Mm,
Matt Ishbia really wants to, at the time, really wants to create that big three. But I think with the new CBA and all that financial things, they were a few years late on the big three model,
yeah.
so couldn't really quite get the blueprint of the Warriors, obviously, and as well as the LeBron teams in Miami because of that financial restrictions that
Sure.
you cannot sign
Yeah.
competent players anymore outside your big three.
Yeah. 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 You just
So
haven't got enough room in your salary, have you, to have three guys making maximum money and then fill out the rest of your roster, haven't you? I think
right,
that kind of era is gone. And I think, yeah,
yeah,
like you say, with the financial constraints now, it's probably a bit of two and then a competent kind of, second unit or, 2.5, if
right,
pushing it kind of big 2.5, if that's a thing.
right.
But yeah,
I mean, they
I think
gutted their picks
they were
in there.
just a bit
Sorry to cut you
behind.
off.
No, no,
Um,
go on, bro. Go on, go on. You go.
uh, but to talk about that, I mean, the season prior of trading for Bradley Beal, they could have gotten some decent role players
Yeah,
through free agency when they had a lot of room.
yeah,
Um, but of course, at the time, you would think that it's the right trade for the Suns. But
mm.
it's always in the last part of the thing that you've done that you regret things.
It's easy
Regret
to look in
is
hindsight, Kev, isn't it? It's
yeah,
easier to look back, isn't it, than it is to look at
right,
the time, isn't it? And I think if Kevin Durant wants to come to your team, I think you have to do it, don't you? And I don't blame Ishbia. He wanted to come in and he wanted to make a splash, and I think KD had made it known that he wanted to come here to the Suns, which was a kind of like head scratching moment. You're just like Kevin Durant wants to come to Phoenix. These things don't usually happen to us. So he come in and I think the trade was kind of there for a while. And he come in and they said, "Oh, we've got this trade," and he's like, but we don't want to get rid of Bridges. And he's like, "Mate, if we get Kevin Durant, we've got to do it." And
yeah.
it didn't work out, but he took a swing and he wanted to bring a title to Phoenix, which
You do
can
it.
you do it, don't you, mate? Yeah, you've got to do it, and it didn't work out. And I don't know, the vibes of the team didn't seem great, and I feel like Booker kind of shrunk because of KD and who KD is, and I feel like Booker wasn't that guy who was taking charge. I was really concerned about, this is still Booker's team for me.
Yeah,
KD can come sound, but it's still Booker's team for me. He is the guy. And I feel like that Booker kind of shrunk a little bit while KD was there because KD is such a big icon, isn't he, in the league in general? Everybody knows who KD is who follows the NBA. He's one of them that people want to watch. And I feel like it just didn't work. And I feel like how Booker started the season was even more evidence of that. Of he's back to being that guy
Number
kind of
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't work out. Did I enjoy watching KD playing every game? Yes, but it didn't work out, and and ultimately, unfortunately, it was a failure in the end. But like you say, I think doing the KD trade's one thing, doing the Bradley Beal trade was another, and you're thinking, okay, we've given up all these firsts for KD, now we've given up all these seconds for Beal, and you're like, hang on, this is alarm bells are kind of ringing. If this doesn't work, we're going to be in a
Yeah.
in a tough spot for a few years
Exactly.
after.
And just to make it clear, I don't blame the Suns for doing it. I mean, they have an aging Chris Paul, and Landry Shamet was just basically useless in that sense bench. So
The man still gets team. The man still works though. He's on the Knicks team now. I'm like, how does this guy still get work? I don't understand it. Unbelievable. But if
no,
you
of
can
course we
shoot
don't.
threes, mate, if you can shoot threes, you will get work in the NBA. That's literally what it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
I know
carry on,
I'm
mate.
being
Sorry.
I know I'm being too harsh on him, but
No,
no,
you're
I'm
not. No,
sorry.
you're not. You're
I don't
exactly correct, Kev.
I don't mean anyone ill, especially when it comes to their jobs. But if you're
Sure.
making $13 a year or $13 million a year, please go ahead and play. Come on,
Yeah.
uh, play right, shoot some, make some.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, I don't, and as caliber of Beal, I don't think you can find that kind of talent um, that would a different player on that basically that same caliber in exchange for Paul and Landry Shamet and a few second rounds. I don't think you're gonna find another deal that off season.
Mm,
And Beal wanted to come here as well, so he ultimately has control over his destiny because he has that infamous no trade clause. So
yeah, that
I
was
think it,
a tough one as well because you kind of
yeah,
backed into a corner as you
yeah,
can't pivot if this doesn't work in terms of
right,
getting it. But now we've had to now we've basically paid him to go away,
yeah,
and
basically,
and obviously we're going to have to pay for that, and that it's a crucial thing. But you knew that going in when you were training for him that if this doesn't work, we can't just get rid of him and trade him away or
yeah,
so yeah, it was a tough one. And then there's rumors swirling around, and he's like, I'm all right. Unless I
yeah.
sign off on anything, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not
And
going
and that's
anywhere.
and that's the power of. And I blame Washington for giving it him. Really, I blame the
Yeah, it wasn't
Wizards for
all
letting
worth
him.
that. You know,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
give the guy
exactly.
$100 million or $200 million or
Yeah.
whatever, and just give him the money. But don't give him a no trade clause. He's not LeBron. He's not Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, even
I
LeBron at the time didn't have a no trade clause. He has
see.
now, but he
Oh, come
didn't at
on.
the time. He was the only guy in the league who had one. So yeah,
Uh,
it's
I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know what Washington was thinking. Maybe they were just thinking about his loyalty to them that he was given that incentive. But oh my
mm.
God, just give him a trade kicker, like 20% additional in your salary
Yes,
if you get traded, right? I think that's the safest bet. But don't give a
anything but
guy.
that,
Gosh,
anything but that, man. But
yeah, anything but that. I agree.
yeah. So kind of moving on then, Kev. We're moving on to the Suns this season now. New team, new coach. What are your thoughts on the Suns this season? About how they've started? I think surprising a lot of people. I think with how we're doing. I think number one against the spread this season in terms of betting and things. So
Nice.
surprising a lot of people. I think. What are your thoughts on this season so far, dude?
First of all, I don't bet, so I'm not familiar with spreads.
Okay, so sorry.
So yeah, I don't have that luxury of extra money
Yeah.
for betting. Everything's just right, no extras,
Basically, we're
so
underdogs
all
in a
that.
lot of games, Kev.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
basically it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Now I
Yeah.
understand. Okay. But going to the into that topic, I couldn't be more pleased. You know. But there are three. I've mentioned this in the Since Plan podcast like a week ago. There are
Mhm.
three things that is holding them back.
Okay.
Injuries, and I heard Dylan Brooks is questionable for tomorrow
Yes.
against Minnesota.
Yeah.
And then obviously Book is out, and then in the past, Grayson Allen
Mhm.
missing a lot of games
Yep.
after his breakout of 10 3-pointers. So
Yeah. Hasn't been the same
uh,
since.
hasn't been
You
the
can't-
same since, but
no.
just give him time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Absolutely.
then Booker struggles. Back to
Mm.
backs and Booker struggles.
Yeah.
So those are the three things that you have to keep an eye on. That
Mhm.
is, holding the Suns back. But going into the season, I try to temper my expectations a little bit because, of course, no KD, no Beal. So the expectation
Yeah.
was they're going to be the last or the second to the last place, right? I thought they were the probably the Dallas Mavericks going into the season,
Hmm.
um, but the first second week we see how these role players play and how Dylan Brooks is so aggressive that we're calling it the Dylan Brooks experience already, and of course impressive as it is, Mark
Yeah.
Williams. Really, really impressed by him. So
Mm.
uh, I am actually not surprised about the Mark William things. Mark William thing, because when he was in Charlotte, he was pretty darn good when he plays against the Suns.
Mm.
He
Yes.
had that game when he had like 2020 game against the Suns when our
Mm.
center back then was uh, Nurkic.
Mm.
So I wasn't surprised at all. It's just
Yeah.
the question was always was his health.
Mm.
The Lakers backed out because of a bad
Yeah.
medical and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But
And now they've
great
got
signing,
DeAndre Ayton,
yeah.
which
And
is,
good
I
luck with
think, I
that.
know, I know, I know which one I'd want, Kev. I don't know about you.
Oh gosh, let's not talk about that because it's so obvious. But surprisingly, um, Colin Gillespie is number one, um,
Yeah.
from a two-way guy for the Nuggets and then a two-way guy last season for the
Yeah.
Suns, and now having a full contract.
Yeah.
At the minimum, let's not forget about that. At the minimum,
Yeah.
is playing like in a level that we did not see.
Definitely
And
not.
but it's gonna be interesting, because again, I mentioned this week's episode in Sun Planet podcast is that I could not um, I could not yet see him starting over Jalen Green, as some would suggest,
Mm.
because Jalen Green, as to Jake's point, has a bit of a resume.
Mm.
Um, and my point was the league doesn't know about Colin Gillespie at the start of the season, right? And now
Yeah.
that they have seen him enough, defenses are going to adjust, they're going to react,
Yeah.
and he's going to be hounded
Mm.
going forward.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying everything is a fluke at this point, but we want to see, of course, how Colin Gillespie adjusts to different defensive coverages at him,
Sure.
being going to be throwing at him to see his true potential and what he can become. So that's to me, and of course, the system that Jordan Ott's implementing is
Yeah.
super good.
Mm.
Um, when we talked to John Voida a couple few episodes back, when he had to jump in because Jake was away, is that it's just the system, particularly for Grayson Allen, the system, and Jalen Green's absence, that he's
Mm.
finding a way to. He's thriving on this system by Jordan Ott,
Yeah.
and about the 3-point shots, they don't feel like forced. That they go
Mm.
ahead and shoot threes, many
Mm.
threes. Unlike the Budenholzer era, where
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can call it an era if it's just one year, but those 3-point attempts under the Budenholzer system, they felt kind of forced,
Yeah.
But in this system, everything feels natural,
Mm.
as well as in the defensive and the defensive end. I think still has some work to do, or still has some improvements to be to be done. But I have been satisfied with the feistiness of guys led by Dylan Brooks. Actually,
Mm.
Colin Gillespie is a great defender for his size as well. He has
Yeah.
really fast hands,
Mm.
and Royce, even though he have lost a step in the defensive side,
Mm.
still can be a solid defender, night in and night out. But yeah, I think if they have a team like this with KD and not Beal, we could have won a championship on the Booker Durant year.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and the rookies. I know some of the people are saying, why don't they play the rookies? And Jake, I, and Bruce were unanimous in saying that you don't touch the rotation right now because
Mm.
everything's pretty going well. Record
Mm.
wise, 13-10. Um, you wouldn't complain about. I wouldn't complain about it because
No.
relative to the expectations that we had for this team prior to the season start.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, yeah, I'm not disappointed at that. It's kind of where still exceeding my expectations because at this point I thought they were going to be under 500, to
Yeah.
be honest,
I think the
but they're not.
expectations are so low, Kev. I think that
Yeah,
anything above anything 500 or more is like insane, isn't it? Because I thought, man, this is going to be
exactly,
rough, kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm glad
yeah.
you cut me off because I'm talking nonsense already. But go ahead,
No,
please.
no, mate, absolutely not. No, mate, no. It's nice sometimes to get somebody else's perspective on things and the players and stuff. And um, I mean, I wasn't a big Dylan Brooks guy before he got traded to
Me
us,
too.
but I felt like he's a kind of player who, if he is on the opposite team, you do not like that guy. But if he's playing for your team, he'll become a fan favorite real fast. And I think that's kind of what's happened. Um,
Yeah,
he's just a super competitive guy, and his demeanor off the court is nothing like his demeanor on the court. It's a very there's kind of two faces to Dylan Brooks kind of
yeah,
thing. But he's competitive. How can you not love that guy? His
yeah.
competitiveness on the court, and he
It
wants to win. And he wants to win, and he wants to tell people about it. And how can
right,
you hate that guy? Really,
right. It's kind of like
he's
Chris Paul, really. You
yeah,
hate him when he's not on your team. But
absolutely.
when it
Kevin
came to the
Garnett
Suns,
as
you
well
really
is
love
always a
him.
classic one for me. If he played
Right.
for your team, you loved him. If he played against him, you hated him.
Yeah,
And you
you hate
always
him.
can't. Yeah, there are players over the years who've been like that, Kev, aren't they? Yeah, and Chris Paul again, but yeah, classic kind of example.
Right. I mean, they're
Um,
not they're not on the same level as Dylan Brooks. Not,
no, no,
but they
yeah,
they can change a culture in their own different way.
yes,
And to some degree, Grayson Allen as well, kind of known as a bad boy during college
yeah,
and as well as in the league.
yeah,
Tripping guys, injuring
yeah.
guys. But like,
Not
but he said,
seen anything like that since he's been with us, though. There's
yeah,
been none
I
of
don't
that,
think
has
those
he?
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying those were intentional. Some might, or like
So I mean,
like a
some are a
few
bit, yeah,
a few elbows, but I don't think
yeah.
it's
He was a young
intentional.
man. He was stupid, wasn't he? He did stupid
Yeah,
things when you're younger.
come
That's
on, we've been there.
absolutely, absolutely. But I think I don't know if it's Brooks's influence or Jordan Ott's influence, but this team is people know they're going to be in for a tough night when they play us, and
Yeah,
if you don't come with the intensity against us this season, we're not gonna be outworked by anybody. And that with the Suns over the past 2 or 3 years is one, we were soft and we could get pushed around very easily. This team now is we're not taking anything off anybody. I don't care who you are, kind of thing. And
yeah,
I've really welcomed that because it's something that we've kind of missed the last 2 or 3 years,
right.
especially. Is they're not taking any shit, man. Like
Yeah,
we're
it's
not
funny.
taking nothing.
It's funny you mentioned that because John was talking about that too.
Mm,
That these guys, when a few seasons back or even last year, is that when a certain team knows that they're facing the Phoenix Suns, they get really excited because they're soft, they don't
yeah,
play defense, they don't hustle,
yeah,
and now you get coaches this year saying that, like JJ Redick, for instance, with the Suns, publishing in their Twitter earlier that that statement he made that when if you don't play with heart or hustle against this team, they're gonna expose you, and that's
Yeah.
what I love this in this year's Suns.
Yeah.
Um, I think the key is not is basically just competing every day, get some wins that you were supposed to win,
Mm.
like against these some of lower tier teams, for them to not feel or just for them to continue buying into the system. Because you lose to good teams, that's okay, but when you lose to bad teams that
Mm.
are worse than you, then that's kind of demoralizing, and that's when you stop
Sure.
playing defense or hustle.
Yeah.
So I pray that they just sustain,
Mm.
play against the teams that or beat the teams that they're supposed to beat for that
Absolutely. Yeah.
fire not to go away.
Yeah, I mean, there's two or three success stories recently on the Suns team this year. Brooks and, like
Yeah,
you say, Gillespie. He's got to be in contention for most improved. Gillespie, he's doubling his outputs, isn't he? Which,
and
it's
six
if you're
man.
doubling your output, and there's been section of games where he's just taken over games, which didn't have that on my bingo card kind of thing,
Yeah, no.
for sure. And Jordan Goodwin as well. He just kind of just pinballs back to us every couple of years. Oh, we got Jordan Goodwin back. Okay. And even he's getting minutes, probably because of the injuries that we've had. But
Right.
guys have been coming in and contributing, and that's only a good thing. Yeah, I think the
And
Lakers are kicking themselves when it comes to Mark Williams, I think,
for sure.
because
I mean,
he's.
yeah, they really didn't expect that.
Mm,
And Mark Williams is relatively healthy, considering he's not played back to backs. But yeah, I
mm.
think the Lakers are just kicking themselves in the nuts right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And what your thoughts on Jalen Green? Were you a fan beforehand, or what? What?
I mean, I know him because he's part Filipino, and I'm proud that
Okay.
someone who has Filipino blood is now on the Suns team.
Yeah.
And he's a second pick of the draft, so he's high up there.
Mm,
Obviously he had a poor playoff performance last year
mm,
with the Rockets.
yeah.
So a lot of things that's being said about him was based on off that his first playoff
Mm,
experience, and not all are used to bright lights. When
yeah.
it's in the while you're there. So
Absolutely.
I'm high on Jalen Green. Um, right now, the question mark is of course that hamstring.
Mm,
But he was a pretty healthy guy the last few seasons when obviously
yeah.
when he started playing for the NBA.
Mhm,
So when they get that right, I'm still curious to see on how he'd share the floor with Booker, because we only see them for like a game and a quarter.
yeah.
But so far, for what they've shown is that they can coexist. Of
Yeah.
course, your defense is going to be suffering for a few defensive possessions, but
Mhm.
that's why you have Dylan Brooks, Ryan Dunn, and all the other hustle guys out there that plays a lot of defense. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you can surround him with enough people who are good defenders. Looking at, like, we've got so many players who are averaging over a steal a game and things like that. So we
yeah,
can surround him with the right people, I think. And I'm not ready to write Jalen Green off. I haven't been a massive fan of
no,
him really, kind of coming in, but people are kind of just writing him off now, like, oh, he's no good. Kind of what they did with Brooks a couple of years ago, where it was like, oh, this guy's going to be playing in China in next season, and things like that. People are very quick to kind of write people off. And Green's still young. I'm not ready to kind of write him off as being a contributor to any team. He's still 23 years old, so it's not like it's over. And he's probably going to be at a point where he wants to prove a lot of people wrong as well with the perception he has. Because, like you said, he struggled in the playoffs last year, but not all players do shine brightest straight away in your first playoff series. It's a completely different brand of basketball. I think the difference between regular season and playoffs has never been a wider gap in between how the
exactly.
intensity of playoff games are and stuff like that, Kev, isn't it? So I'm not ready to write Green off, and
No,
how the Suns have started without him. I don't know. Is it going to be detrimental when he comes back? It's going to be different, but doesn't necessarily mean it could be better. So, who knows? I'm not ready to write off Jalen Green just yet, mate.
Yeah. No, we should not judge really about how his presence just for the lack of better word
Yeah.
would be felt in that Suns rotation, because that guy, that talent, that's an all-star level caliber, or all-star caliber talent that he has. So
Yeah, absolutely.
no, not yet. I think we need probably half a season to
Mm.
not even that. We probably well, if he plays bad when he comes back up until the trade deadline, then yeah, go ahead and trade him.
Yeah.
But if not, maybe because I think of the Sun season or this season as like a testing ground, right?
Mm.
Um, you don't know what happened with a bunch of guys with Booker, and then when probably around January or prior to trade deadline, you can kind of see, or you can kind of put a facade on this team, like what are they, who are they, what's their trajectory.
Mm.
So if, let's say, you're 10 games under 500 at that point in time next year, then it's time to think about, like, do we start thinking about trading Book for some assets while he's still young and has some trade value.
Yeah.
And but if you're winning at that point in time next year,
Mm.
then you have to have like positive conversations, such as, are we gonna go for a playoff piece in the trade
Mm.
deadline? Are we gonna be buyers, right?
Mm.
um to see if we can pair someone with Book and Jalen Green. No,
Mm.
but if not, like I said, then you start thinking about trading Green, trading Dylan, trading Book, even, um, to see if you can get some assets back, use it for your future. So I think of this. I think of that one as this season for the Suns. It's kind of like
Mm.
the testing ground, or for what they are and who they will be.
Mm. Yeah, I think the front office have got to be ecstatic. I think with how things have gone on this season already. Whether it carries on, I think we've got the second hardest schedule for the rest of the season now. So the games are going to get more tough. So
It's gonna get tough. Yeah,
yeah. So if we manage to stay where we are, who knows? But it's definitely been fun watching this team after just having not a great vibe really to the team. Didn't look very happy
yeah,
as a team, and this team, it doesn't have as much talent as the team has in the past 2 or 3 years, but it's more of a team. I think that's
yeah.
that's probably
It's
the
not
best way
just
to say
three
it.
people, three players. No,
And then
it's
there's
not
just
about
a
that. It's
huge
a
drop
team.
off in talent after the three, and then underneath it's this is a better overall team.
Yeah.
But maybe not as much talent, but they play together, and it seems like there's a real good vibe going on with the team as well, which is nice to see.
The oldest trick in the book, addition by subtraction.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So yes, we'll have to see how the Suns carry on. You need to. Kev will be obviously following him on the Suns Planet podcast, so you need to check that out, guys. Every Saturday,
Yeah.
he'll tell you exactly what you need to know regarding the Suns. So stay tuned for that, guys. So speaking of the Suns Planet, Kev, you know, how did you kind of come involved with the Suns Planet, guys?
Yeah. So my story was, because the Sun's Planet podcast, if you, as you know, they go around the world, not physically, but they kind of
Virtually.
they kind of invite people, all over the world. So
Mhm.
Jake reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to come in?" That was one day that he reached out to me and say, "Hey, I know it's something along the lines of, let me read the message exactly how it was sent." Uh, I got my phone here. Let's see. You don't mind, do you?
No, you're good, mate.
Okay. The okay. Okay, here we go. So this was February 18th. 2024.
Okay.
Um, so I think he at me first,
Yep.
mentioned me and say, "Hey, you want to go on a podcast?" And then I thought it was a spam or a scam, and then I messaged him. I sent him a DM. I told him, "Hey, you serious with that offer?" And then he came back to me and said, "Hey, yeah, tell me about the Jell and Kev show." So that Jell and Kev show was a podcast of me and my high school friend that we kind
Okay.
of created because of the pandemic. We kind
Right.
of just talk about a lot of stuff, basically anything under the sun. And then I put that on my bio in Twitter, so he
Okay.
must have read it and asked me about it. So
Right.
and then he said, "We are connecting with podcasters who are Suns fans around the world. We have done so many countries already." He said, or he asked, "Do you still watch Suns games?" I said, "Yes." Um, and then it kind of go on there. My first appearance was as a guest.
Mm.
Talk about how I feel about the Suns, how I became a fan like this one, and then
Yeah.
yeah, uh, we discussed my country, the culture and stuff, and that was it. Then a few weeks later, I was invited again to become a not to become a host yet, but a guest host.
Yeah.
And that was the episode, or it came in on that episode after their interview, or that episode with Pat Burke, because they had that Pat Burke and then an
Yeah.
episode with me.
Yeah. I was on that
So
podcast with Pat Burke.
oh, with
I was
Pat
on that.
Burke,
I was
yeah,
on that podcast, man.
you were in the
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
So
the craziest hour of podcasting I've ever done. I think it was very
right.
interesting. Yeah, that was good.
Really?
Yeah,
Because the Jake was asking, "How do you feel about the Suns now?" I don't watch those games
brilliant.
anymore.
Honestly, mate, Jake had to pivot very quickly.
And I'm glad he
All
was able to
Oh, mate, it
save
was
the show.
ridiculous. It was
Yeah.
very funny. We all kind of just sat there for a minute going, "Oh,
Oh,
okay,
geez.
we need to scrap whatever we've got planned and just move to something else." And yeah, it was a fun one. Afterwards, we laughed for about 5 minutes. Just yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, got a lot of good things
Yeah.
out of the way, man, for sure. Yeah,
So yeah, after that episode, I was on, and
yeah,
then after that show, I found out that they were kind of wanting to have a new co-host because the other one is leaving. So
yeah. Sir Hamo,
uh,
shout out Sir Hamo.
yeah, so Sir Hamo, shout out to you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be in this circle
Yeah,
of things. But yeah, he kind of reached out to me and said, I think it was it Jake or him, but Hamo was pretty adamant to add me as a host. Jake wanted to kind of test the waters first, for all these
okay,
guys that are about to come in to become a guest from all over the world. But Hamo doubled down on me, and
okay,
so after the show, probably around after 20 minutes, excuse me, he called me and said, "Hey, man, you got it. You got the spot, and I'm very happy for you." So it was. I thought Hamo liked my presentation of stats at the time,
okay.
when I hopped into the show, sort of
Yeah,
like an NBA guru in terms of stats
yeah.
show. But no, I was not that. I didn't even discuss stats after that. So because I was afraid, someone would call me out for wrong stats. It's kind of
Oh,
pressuring. Yeah,
so it's always the
but
worry, isn't it? Always the worry, that
yeah,
one. Yeah.
exactly. You always worry that you're presenting the wrong stats.
Yeah.
But that's how it kind of started, or how I got into this thing.
Yeah.
So from then on, I was in, and then Hamo later that year had to step out,
Mm,
and I was sad to see him go,
mm.
and we kind of went into this process of getting a new co-host, which has turned into Jake. No, but I hope Hamo can visit us from time to time, and all the best to that mate. Really,
Yeah.
he's
There is a rumor as to Hamo maybe making a comeback. I don't know if that's true, bro. I
I
don't know.
I will not
Is there something
comment on it.
you want to break here, Kev, or no?
Am I gonna go shams like or what? Breaking.
Breaking.
Sir Hamo is back. But no, I'm not gonna divulge anything yet. But
That's
we
fair,
will
man. That's
post
fair.
it on our Twitter when he's gonna come to the show. Certainly, because we
Absolutely.
love him over there.
Yeah.
Um, just give me a second. My niece is chatting me. I'm so sorry, guys.
So, so
Just the perfect time asking for my location here. Okay, so here we go. But yeah, going back to Ammo, super love that guy. He's like a brother to me. He's even offered me a room in his home in Australia when I go there.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna comment on anything yet about his
no,
return.
that's okay, man. That's okay.
Yeah, so the Planeteers would have to watch out for that. But certainly, it's been a pleasure being a co-host on a Suns podcast.
yeah.
Certainly a dream for me, because I love talking about the sport, the sport of basketball, and to talk about about my son's my favorite team is just really good. Every Saturdays that's my escape from reality.
Yeah.
Having to really spend the week on a grueling 8 hour 9 hour shift at night. That's really my escape
Yeah.
from reality. So for those you don't know, I work at nights, so
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
it's
after a
tough.
long week, you get to jump on Sun's Planet and talk about the Suns for an hour every
Oh,
week,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
is
I
good,
mean,
man, isn't
if Jake was paying, I'd probably take this as a full time.
it?
Oh god,
Negotiation to be had then, Kev. It's yeah.
no, I'm just kidding, Jake. I love to be at the pod. Please don't drop me.
Shout out to Jake as well, man. He's been on the pod as well before.
Yeah, farm founder.
Yeah, Fallen Founder. Shout out to Jake as well. He's been on the pod. It's always been very supportive of the pod as well. So yeah, shout out to Jake as well. And you've got a third guy now on there, Kev, right?
Yes, Bruce
Bruce.
Glez. He was part of before. I think he's gone now there, but he was a part of the Digest media,
Mm,
covering Suns Digest and I think Celtics Digest as well.
yeah.
Now he's doing Switch City. Plus, he's one of the prominent writers over there at the Bright Side of the Sun community.
Okay.
And I'm really glad that we brought him over because he's very insightful. He's actually our stats man in
Oh,
terms
is he?
of
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
because he's very keen at the numbers. And I just
Mm.
recently found out that he actually had a background in sports broadcasting. That's why he's pretty natural at it.
That'll be
So
why then. Yeah.
yeah, so he's got a pretty hefty resume, compared to me. So I was like, man, you're too good at at this uh, uh, at this at this job. I might just back out or something. But but no,
no, man.
but I'm really glad that we brought him over. So that's what I can
No,
say.
absolutely, absolutely. I'll have to get him on the pod then to complete the
Yeah,
trio. Yeah. So this is
he's
your
in
official
Minnesota
invite,
right
Bruce.
now. He's
Oh,
in
is he?
Minnesota right now because
Oh, nice. Yep.
he's gonna watch the Suns Minnesota game with his brother.
Nice.
So if you guys see him on TV, just just take a picture of him and send it to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that'd be good, man. So yeah, this is your official invite, Bruce, to come on to the
Yeah,
Shooters Lounge. Hopefully, it doesn't take as long as it does to get Kevin on the show, but that's all my fault, man. But yeah, eventually we did get to do it, Kev. In the end, we got to do this eventually, which
yeah,
has been good,
yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, if I won't be mad if you ask him immediately, more shorter than when you asked me, because I think you invited me like 8 months ago, and now we're doing this. So I'm not gonna be mad if you send an invite
Yeah,
immediately.
yeah.
That's no problem to me. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's so bad on my part, mate.
No,
So bad
no,
on my
no, that's
part. But
fine, man.
we did it.
I
We
was
did
just
it
saying.
eventually. We did it
Yes.
eventually. We finally got to do it. So, last thing before you head out, Kev, what is there any what the plans for Sun's Planet for this season? To just carry on what you're
We
doing? Is any big plans ahead or?
our drops are outdated, so we kind of have to work on those because our drops are like from 2 seasons ago. So we have to update that with the new roster, with the new coach, and all that, the new stuff.
Yeah,
But anything other than those, no big change really. Just still our Saturday time slot, 9
yep.
a.m. Arizona time. That's 12
Hmm.
a.m. for me. So,
Wow. Yeah.
but still, it's natural because I work at night. No.
I was going to say this is when you come alive, then, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah,
12 a.m. Yeah.
exactly.
Nice.
So, yeah, no changes over there
Okay.
on Sun's Planet Pod. But yeah,
Is
I thought you
is
were gonna ask any plans for Christmas, but uh,
I'm sure you
just
have plans, but
I do have plans. Yeah, we do have plans. Yeah.
no. Time with the family, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think we're gonna spend Christmas Day, the day, with my side of family. It's my
Yeah.
parents,
Okay.
and then the
Nice.
New Year's will be on her side of the family. So
Right. Okay. Yeah.
it's kind of
Gotta keep the
give and
balance,
take.
Kev, haven't you? Got to balance it
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
give and take, man.
Yeah. Keep
Um,
everybody
yeah,
happy. Yeah.
you're in London, right? So let's talk about some random stuff away from basketball.
I mean, I'm not from London. It's more in the centre of England. It's a place
I
called
see.
Stoke-on-Trent, so it's right in the heart of England, in the
Hmm,
country. So away from the hustle and bustle uh,
okay,
of London. So it's very quiet, very slow paced living.
slow
As
paced.
yeah. So
uh,
yeah.
I'm always, fascinated with London, England, and the Scots, obviously, because of their history as well.
Of course,
But
of course.
yeah, I mean, any chance that you've been in? I don't know if you're gonna get this reference, but 221B Baker Street. Have you been there?
No.
No? Oh my
No,
gosh, you
no,
have
no.
to go there. That's where Sherlock Holmes lived.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That's just
Yeah,
a fictional character.
there you go.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a fan of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and as well as of course Sherlock Holmes,
Yeah.
and as well as what am I a fan of? That's Jack the Ripper. I'm a fan. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a fan of Jack the Ripper. But it's just a fascinating subject. Jack the Ripper is. So
Yes,
yeah.
very true.
It's,
Yeah. Yeah. Whereabouts in the Philippines are you at then, Kev?
I'm originally in Manila, from Manila, and
Okay.
then
Yep.
growing up we moved to the southern part of Luzon, which is the mainland.
Okay.
And then I met my wife in work in Manila, and then she's from the north side of
Okay.
Luzon. So we moved here in the north side, or in the north part of Luzon. This is where we're settling. We have a kid who's 4, daughter. So yeah, in terms of interesting places, there are so many. There are so many good beaches. Like I told you before we started recording, we were
Yep.
just uh, we were just we just got home from a beach resort where we spent the night. You can try searching for Boracay, which is the pinnacle of all the beaches, or even Palawan.
Hmm.
Um, you can check those places out if you plan to going. And then culturally, history as well. Well, of course, we have great food over here, that are original Pinoy recipe. And in terms of history, of course, we were we were enslaved, not enslaved, but conquered by the
Yeah.
Spanish for a couple of 100 years, and their
Yeah.
culture is, or their influence was injected into our culture. And actually we are called, because unlike every other Asian who's eyes are like this. Our eyes are big, and we're called, the Mexicans of Asia, as you know.
Okay.
So that's the influence that they had. They
Yeah.
left our food. They left their food. They left their surnames. We have Cruz, Santos, and all that Mexican last names in here. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of interesting things here in the Philippines that you can find, but over the last decade, the Western influence have kind of caught up. um, and of course there's K-pop, who took over our music scene, but
Yeah.
the music is good as well. Still good. We still have some OPMs, timeless classics as well. um, but if you're a foreigner coming in here, um, and it's your first time, you'd still get culture shock, with a lot of stuff here. Of course, in America, you don't have tricycles. Tricycles are like motorcycle with sidecar, with one
Yeah.
wheel, and will just take you anywhere that they can. Yeah, there you go. And
There.
then yeah, we have pedicabs as well. It's like that, but instead of a motorcycle, it's a bicycle. So if you're like
Yep.
150 pounds and you rode that bicycle, you better give a tip. So yeah.
Rule number one. Rule number one.
Yes, yes. In politics, it's really interesting because we have a lot of corrupt officials here. That's the interesting part.
Okay.
But that's why we're not progressing as a we're still a third world country. But if you have money, you don't feel that. So it's pretty, as you mentioned earlier, the rich just becomes richer, and that's true in the Philippines.
I think it's true everywhere, Kev. I
Yeah,
think yes, I think that rule applies to most places at the moment, doesn't it? But
yeah,
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 but
exactly.
tomorrow's another day. We go again, don't we?
I
But
hope, there's still hope while I still breathe.
absolutely, mate, absolutely. But it was a pleasure to have you on, Kev, and we finally got to do it. I apologise again. It's taken me too long to get you on, but we finally did it, and it was great having you on, mate. So before we head out, Kev, do you want to tell people where they can find you, and maybe a shameless Sun's Planet pod plug for yourself?
Yeah, so you guys can find me and the rest of our crew Sun's Planet podcast, at our channel, of course, YouTube. We're available as well in Spotify or Apple. But every Saturday is 9 a.m. East, not Eastern, but Arizona. Uh, what's Arizona? MST, right? Yeah,
Mm.
you can catch us live. And then for me personally, you can find me at I'm Kevin PS. I don't tweet much, but when I do, it's full of rant. And if you want to go over my socials, I'm private. I'm a private citizen, so just DM me in Twitter, and then I'll show you where to go if you want to add me as a friend. So yeah, thank you for having me here, Matt. Again, yeah, like you said, it's been a long time coming, but
Yeah.
man, I appreciate it. This has been fun, and let's do it again, please.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, yeah, I'll have you on again soon, mate, when we talk about the Suns playoff run or something.
Yeah, yeah, or trade deadline or something.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It was a pleasure having you on, Kev. Thank you very much for taking the time, mate. Really appreciate it, man. So,
I
um,
appreciate you too,
absolutely,
and
it's good.
the loungers as well. I appreciate that. Wow,
The
God.
shooters lounges. I don't know if that name's going to stick. Who knows? We'll
Well,
see how
we're
it
gonna come up with something better, not
goes. Yeah,
impromptu. Yeah.
we'll brainstorm and come up with something. But thanks a lot for having you on, Kev. It was a pleasure, mate. So, well, head out now, guys. So I'm Matt at Post Up 323. So, like I said earlier, guys, please like and subscribe on YouTube, and also this will be available in podcast form on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcast. Or keep an eye out on Shooters Lounge 3 on the socials, guys, where I'll let you know when the episode is available or anything else that's going on with the Shooters Lounge. So we're going to head out now, guys. But thanks very much to Kev again for coming on. And we will see you again
Pleasure.
for another episode very soon. Take care, guys.